Welcome to the Talking ET, the show where we explore movies, TV, pop culture, anime, music, and more. I'm your host, ET. In this episode, we are giving our full spoiler review for the movie Backrooms. Be sure to let us know in the comments if you agree with us or disagree and what your rating would be instead. Please hit that like, that subscribe button, and ring that bell for YouTube notifications, and also please like and share on Facebook, as we would appreciate both. So let's get into it. It is time again for movie musings. So I watched the movie Backrooms. First, I'll give my overall rating, which is a combination of 5 categories. It would be entertainment, value, story, the acting, action sequences, and special effects. And first, I'll start off with a summary about the movie. A struggling furniture store owner discovers a hidden doorway being in the basement of his store that leads to an endless maze of fluorescent lit rooms known as the Backrooms, an eerie dimension where reality, memory, and identity begin to unravel. So for my overall rating for this movie, I give it an 8.4 out of 10. It was very good, very intense, not gory, and it just really relied on a psychological thriller aspect, really drew you in, had you wondering what was going to happen, what you were going to find. Very tight, very constrictive camera work that made you feel a little claustrophobic at times, and other times it would expand to show you how big the area was that you were walking into. Entertainment value, 9 out of 10. Thoroughly enthralled with the movie, even though in parts you could tell that it was there was a YouTube short about it. I didn't watch it, but in parts, because I didn't want to be spoiled, but in parts you could tell that it was some of the scenes were extended out a little bit, but that didn't stop me from loving it. So I thought it was great. The story, I give a 7 out of 10. There wasn't a whole lot of story to it, which I kind of like that in a horror movie anyway. And they set the basis, and they set some of the characters' stories in their lives, what was going on, and then it just gets a little crazy, and the story isn't as relevant as trying to get out of there. The acting, 9 out of 10. All the actors were great. They did professional jobs, above professional. The main character was great, from being calm to crazy and everything in between. The special effects, give a 9 out of 10. It wasn't like a boom special effects or a lot of CGI and computer imagery, but the practical effects were great, and the effects as far as setting the rooms up and making it feel, because I'm sure they had to redo these rooms a lot to work on the budget that they had. So they were using a lot of the same rooms and just redoing them to make it feel like you were going room to room, which was very well done, and very interesting. The action sequences, I give an 8 out of 10. There weren't a lot of action sequences, as far as shoot 'em ups, but there was a lot of chasing and running away. I thought that was done well, and it definitely added some suspense, especially near the end. Like I said, my overall rating is an 8.4 out of 10, and I highly recommend it if you like thrillers, and especially psychological thrillers. Okay, if you're watching this video and you hung around for spoilers, this is where we start them. So I'm going to give you the 5-second spoiler warning, so if you don't want spoiled, if you clicked on the wrong one, now's your time to get out. Alright, I'm guessing you wanted this spoiled, so we're going to talk about the movie. First, we'll go over some of the cast members. Chiwetel Ejiofor, probably saying his name wrong. I don't think I've ever said it the same way twice. He is Clark. He is the main protagonist. Struggling furniture store owner, failed architect, which he's constantly reminded of, and divorced alcoholic who discovers a portal to the back rooms underneath his showroom. His fascination with the dimension turns into obsession. Renate Rienzva as Dr. Mary Klein. I probably should have looked how to say these names before I started. But as Dr. Mary Klein, it's Clark's therapist, and also a main character in the movie. So when Clark disappears, she's the one that goes looking for him. Mark Duplass is Phil. He's a scientist and employee, which we'll get into later. Finn Bennett is Bobby, which is one of Clark's younger employees, and Lakita Maxwell, who's also another employee. Both of them eventually accompany him into the back rooms. So the beginning is the discovery. You find out who Clark is, what he's dealing with in his personal life, his financial situations, and while he seems to be almost living in the basement. He's watching TV. Some power stuff goes out. There's some weird power stuff. Also, another breaker appears in the breaker box that the electrician doesn't even know what it is, and they flick it on and off, but it doesn't do anything right now. And eventually one night he's in there and all the power goes off. Well, the power's flickering, and he sees an image on the TV that he sees it's him, but not where he's at. And so he goes back over to the panel and he shuts off that new breaker, and everything goes off. As he's walking around, he notices a little sliver of light in the wall. It's not an open door like it's cut. You just see a little sliver of light. As he walks over to it and he touches it, he realizes he falls through into the back rooms in the new place. It's a bunch of yellow rooms with fluorescent lighting. The electrical sound of fluorescent lights, zzz, all that kind of stuff, which is great for creating tension. The buzzing lights, endless corridors. His first time in, he goes and he eventually gets out, but he knows there's something else in there. Now, that would be enough for me. I'd be like, no way I'm going back in there, blow this whole building up, I'm done. But, it is a movie. And Clark isn't me, so he's more fascinated than frightened. So he begins returning to it. Something that he eventually goes to his therapist and he admits to. He has a map where he's been exploring it a few nights before, and she obviously, doesn't say it, but who would believe that kind of thing where you fall through a wall and there's this endless corridor of rooms behind it. So he can't convince her to believe him. He said he's going to get proof. So he enlists the help of his two employees to accompany him on an expedition. Because Bobby has a camera, so he enlists Bobby and Kat to go with him. Kat is very reluctant, completely how I would feel like as soon as he walked through the wall, I'd have been out. But she doesn't want to do it, but Bobby goes through, convinces Kat to come in. As they accompany him, the rooms are getting more distorted, and they start hearing things, and there's an opening that goes down. It's probably close to like a 75-degree angle, maybe like that, and it kind of goes down. Yeah, whatever. And they get the bright idea of tying a rope onto Bobby because he's curious. So he starts going down. Eventually he slides all the way down to the bottom, gets up, and it's a freaking creepy room with a bunch of laundry, and you see he picks up a shirt that he was wearing the day before, which is pretty creepy. And as he explores a little more, he sees something move, and he takes off running, and they're pulling back up this corridor, but he's running up it more than they're pulling him. He gets to the top, and the rope pulls him down. They can't hold him. And as they're holding him, they had set the camera on a table. The table comes and hits Kat and Clark, and they go tumbling down as well. And as soon as they get down there, you see a door close and Bobby's gone. Kat just takes off running after him. Got to give her credit for being brave. And she's going after him to find him. So they get split up. Clark starts becoming more psychologically consumed. He's starting to lose touch with reality. He's in a pool type area, and he hears Kat yelling. The room that she is in is obviously clear glass because she can see him, but his is a solid wall. He can't see her. And the camera's been sitting on a table as you watch this scene unfold, and then you see something pick the camera up, and you hear Kat yell, "He's behind you," and it goes black. So Clark's gone. Everybody's vanished. Dr. Mary Klein, his therapist, investigates. I still don't know the meaning. There was this rock thing she had. I still don't know the meaning of this, what that thing was, but she also had visions and started seeing things as well from when she was young. Following the clues, she eventually enters the back room herself after she sees a fly disappear through the wall. She's starting to, it's harder to determine what's real the further she goes in there. And the Clark starts confronts manifestations, of his own fears and failures. She finds his room that was Clark's house, where he lived with his ex-wife, who is one of the main reasons for his rage and anger. So she is sitting in the chair. She's tied up. He has her tied up, and he goes into some exposition about wanting her to tell him that he's been right all along about his marriage, about his work. She eventually doesn't do it. They start yelling. She convinces him that it's okay. You don't have to change. If you like it here, you can stay. And the main nightmarish creature apparently doesn't like that because it's almost the evil version of his building. He comes in, and Clark's talking to him like they're buddies, saying, "Oh, you don't have to worry about her. She's okay." And this entity, which is probably about 10 feet tall with an oversized head, picks him up, and he's still not scared. But then he kind of starts eating Clark as she escapes. He's chasing her. Go through some more cool rooms as she's trying to escape. Eventually, I don't know what happened. You really never know. You think it's kind of tied into these scientific guys, but these canisters set off a gas and it knocks her out. She wakes up and the creature's on top of her, and then she blacks out. And then she gets away from him because she hits him in the head with that rock or whatever that stone talisman crap thing was. She gets up, she gets in this super narrow corridor that he can't follow her. She goes all the way through the other end, and she runs into guys in hazmat suits, which that's what starts off the very beginning of the movie, where it's like these hazmat suit guys are looking around the back rooms trying to figure it out, but they all don't make it, so we think. So they take her to meet with the doctor and Phil, who is interrogating her, and as she's explaining what she saw, she keeps asking, "What's next for me? What's going to happen to me?" And he keeps saying, "Oh, I can't answer that. It's not, basically it's not my pay grade to tell you." And eventually, as it's on her, it pans back, it morphs into her, back of her being in a room, back in the yellow rooms again, in a chair. And as it spins around, you see that she now is one of the distorted memories there. So it kind of leaves it open-ended. You don't know if that's actually her and she's dead, or if that's just a memory of her and she did make it out and she's with the scientist still. So I like those kind of endings that kind of make you not sure exactly what happened. So I really like the movie a lot. Been quite a few good horror movies. See my review on Obsession, which was excellent. The film, I mean, like I said, it ends ambiguously, and either the nightmares may be far from over, or it's setting up potential sequels. I'm not sure. Either way, it was good on its own. I don't think it needs one. I like not finishing these kind of stories sometimes, but like I said, 8.4 out of 10. I recommend it. See it in a theater with a lot of people. It was very quiet. People were definitely freaked out. So thanks for joining us on this episode of the Talking ET. If you enjoyed the show, we'd appreciate you'd share it with a friend. Be sure to hit that subscribe and like button on YouTube and ring the bell, and then follow us and share on Facebook to get notified of new episodes. And as usual, if you have any ideas for episodes or topics you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments, and see you next time.